Moon does here. Let's go over all the games happen on Sunday night. If your league, if you're still in it, this will be a finals week. Um, you know, Great. Every this week is very interesting. Only two teams play 3 games. The Detroit Pistons and Oklahoma City. Every other team play at least 4 games, and a couple of teams play 5. The San Antonio Spurs, the Milwaukee Bucks, um, the and the Grizzlies play 5 games. So four teams play 5 games. And what's interesting is on Sunday, everybody plays 15 games. Sorry. There are a total of 15 games going on. So every single team in the entire NBA has a game on Sunday. We got 30 teams in the NBA and we have 15 games, which means for sure you have 5 players that you don't extra players. You have a 13-man roster, right? So we have 30 guys playing. You don't really need that. It's really about streaming guys before Sunday. So all of a sudden, really you just gotta take 1 game out of every team because everybody is playing on Sunday. So you start with equal footing. So it'll be good news if you have KD and for example on the Nets where they have a back-to-back Saturday Sunday. You just hope that KD will play Saturday and miss Sunday. You just hope, right? So because Sunday you already have a full roster, anyways. So just plan it out. Save all your acquisitions before Sunday, obviously, because on Sunday it doesn't matter. You have all the guys playing. You're gonna have enough players playing. So you want to stream on Saturday, Monday, Wednesday also are low volume days. So it's important to stream correctly. Anyways, let's go over all the games happen on Sunday. See if there's any guys you could potentially stream this week. The first game is the Miami Heat beating the Celtics. Jimmy Butler continues to play great, and the Miami Heat, they got 4 games. So hopefully Jimmy Butler plays all 4. And it's okay if he missed the last game. He plays the first 3, and on Sunday he just sits out. But because every team is playing the NBA, he should be okay. Obviously, whoever is playing probably doesn't have Jimmy Butler's production. Jimmy Butler has been great. Another great game. 2 steals, 11 assists, almost a triple-double, 8 rebounds, 26 points, and efficient everywhere, and hit 1 3. Jimmy Butler, in the last month, really 4th-ranked player because this guy, Kyrie Thomas, is number 1 everywhere. So just going to do -1, especially if we look at the top guys. Jimmy Butler, 4th ranked in the last month, top 5 in the last 2-3 months, really, really good. Trevor Ariza, if you needed some defensive stats, you could continue streaming him because the minutes is high for him. He's like a Danny Green. If you need threes and defensive stats, don't care about he grabbed a little bit of rebound as well. So great game, another great game. 19 points, 2 threes, 8 for 13. Give you the efficiency in points, which is you take it. Not always a surprise. 3 steals in a block. Bam only took 5 shots, but 10 for 11. Really good free throw again. 20 points. Duncan Robinson hit 6 threes. If you need threes. There are a couple guys in the NBA. You could stream threes. That makes a difference. Duncan Robinson is a guy that could average, has been averaging over, 139th rank, but averaging 3.6 threes in the last month. He could easily hit three threes a game this week. Maybe over 3 threes a game. You grab him and you grab some other guy like a Tim Hardaway Jr. You grab a Davis Bertans. Even if you're really behind in threes. If you grab these 3 guys, all of a sudden you're competitive, right? If you're trying to win threes and your opponent just kind of slow grabbing those 3-point specialists, you could catch up in threes. Kendrick Nunn, 12 points, not interesting. Kendrick Nunn or Goran Dragic, those guys are not, and they're scheduled. They do have 4 games, but their back-to-back is toward the end of the week. So I doubt, maybe who knows, Goran Dragic may not play on Sunday. For the Celtics. Evan Fournier played great again. If Jaylen Brown continues to be out, he will be a good stream. Had 30 points, really popped off, 8 assists and a block. Again, 7 threes, really, really good. The Celtics, their upcoming schedule is really weird, to be honest. They have a back-to-back on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then have another back-to-back Saturday and Sunday. So for Kemba Walker, I don't know if has he played back-to-backs yet. That's not good. That's not good news. So I would check on Wednesday. If he missed the back-to-back, for sure he's gonna miss another back-to-back Saturday and Sunday. But I guess on Sunday, even if he misses that game, doesn't really matter too much. But if I own Kemba Walker, if I don't need the guard stats, I would absolutely drop him on after Tuesday, because really, because he's not gonna play Wednesday, Tuesday. So the next four days, you only get one game. So you're way better off just streaming the spot. Marcus Smart, Kemba Walker played well again, 18.6 assists and 2 steals. Efficiency is a bit rough, but really good from the free throw line. Marcus Smart, 16 points, 1 3, 4 steals, and 4 assists and 2 steals. Okay game for him. Is Robert Williams a must roster? I don't think he's a must roster, but if you need big man stats, sure, you got to have him on your roster. He only played 11 minutes, which is weird. Tristan Thompson came off the bench and played 32 minutes, but I think it's just one game. I don't know if you'll find better guys off the waiver wire if you want the efficiency, the blocks, the field goal, the blocks, the rebound. You're just not going to find another guy with better upside, and he gets steals as well. Jason Tatum also played great, 11 for 16, 2 threes, 29 points. Jason Tatum should play all 4 games, unless the last game. Last game you're gonna have a lot of stars sit out the last game, which is good because you're gonna have 13 players play, anyways. So maybe you are in a rare situation where on Sunday you do have 13 guys playing, but let's say four players end up sitting out, then you drop them, right? You drop them if you still have acquisitions left, of course. Then you drop them, you stream them. You could drop everybody on Sunday if they don't play. This is the last week for every single league. If you won the league already, then very very good. It's the COVID season is finally over. I'm sure. I think it's about health. For the season, like it's about health. So many injuries in and out. Guys in and out the lineup. Especially in the playoffs, you could be the number 1 team all season, and then boom, injuries start hitting. What are you gonna do? For the New York Knicks, Reggie Bullock played 45 minutes. Wow, they beat the Clippers, which is great. Reggie Bullock played 45 minutes. That is crazy. RJ Barrett played 44 minutes. If Bullock plays 45 minutes, you could also stream him because he hit threes as well. Let's see his rank. Oh my God, he's 69th ranked player in the last month. I just never talk about this guy because I thought he's just not good. But he got my attention playing 45 minutes in the last month, averaging 14 points, 14.5. That's pretty good. But average 35 minutes. I think he's also a guy that you could stream him for some threes, 3.3 threes, which is not bad. Knicks, do they have a back-to-back on low volume? Let's see. The New York Knicks. Where's the New York Knicks? Yeah. Majority of the teams, they play a game on Tuesday, they play a game on Thursday, and then a back-to-back to close out Saturday and Sunday. That seems to be, a lot of teams doing exactly that. Monday, Wednesday, Saturday are pretty low volume days. So they don't have the exact best schedule. But if you want threes, you could stream him. Nerlens Noel you got to have him defensive stats and rebound and field goal. I would prioritize him over Robert Williams just because of minutes. But great, 5 rebound, 2 steals and block, you take it. RJ Barrett played really well. 18, bad efficiency wise, but hit 4 3, 7 rebound, 4 assists. Did a little bit everything, 2 steals and a block. Again, if you need points and rebound and don't care about efficiency that much, RJ, and to be fair to RJ, his efficiency has been okay. Like he's not hurting you that badly. 112th ranked player, averaging 18 points and 5.5 rebound. That's pretty good, but shooting 41% from the field, that's not good. And 80% from the free throw line, so can't really complain too much. 79% from the free throw line is good. It's just the efficiency is a bit rough. But if you need points, he's still giving us that and hitting 3 threes a game. That's also underrated. So he's hitting a lot of threes, at least in the last month. So if you need some points and some threes, as weird as it sounds, maybe you could stream him this week. Maybe there would be a better option. And Derrick Rose, just continue coming off the bench. This is why we wanted to stream him. If him popping off helps you win the league, help you win field goal, help you win points, help you win assists, it's great. He's been good all week because they didn't have a back-to-back last week. That's why we wanted to stream Derrick Rose. 25 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, a steal, 2 threes, even good efficiency, good. Very good for Derrick Rose. And this week, if you already have him on your roster, you could let him play out the Tuesday, the Thursday, and Saturday. He's still giving you good enough points and assists. So I don't hate it if you continue to ride him. But because we are at the finals week, in your league, the teams that are already eliminated, they're not streaming. So obviously there are a lot of good talents out there on the waiver wire. So because right now, realistically, there should be only 2 teams streaming. Whereas before there are 12 teams compete for the waiver wire talent. For the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard finally had a great game. Well, not so great. 9 for 26, but hit 4 threes, 7 for 7, 4 rebound, 3 assists is still below, and only 1 steal. He has not been getting any steals, 0 steals in the last month almost, which is weird. Sometimes it happens. 29 points is great. So hopefully maybe it's a step in the right direction. The Clippers, everybody have 4 games, and their game is so this is not good because they do have 4 games, but on Sunday you already have everybody playing, and then the back-to-back is Thursday, Friday. So Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, I expect them to miss a game, and who knows, maybe they miss Sunday's game as well. It's not the worst, if they miss Sunday's game because you already have enough guys playing, but you obviously want your best players to play on the last day. Marcus Morris Sr. did not have the best game. Do you want to stream him? Maybe you could stream him on Thursday and Friday for some points and rebound. This game did not play well at all. Zubac just did not take a step forward with injury of Serge Ibaka. In fantasy-wise, he's still pretty. Just the minutes went up, but just not doing. 163rd ranked player in the last month. He's still good efficiency-wise, 67% on 6.6 attempts, but really bad from the free throw line, 68% on 3. Maybe just tired and he started missing free throws, and no threes. But if you need rebound, if you need efficiency, just field goal specifically, you could grab him. But everything else is very, very bad from Zubac. Paul George played 41 minutes. The minutes is super high, but he played pretty bad. 8 for 20, 18 points, 8 rebounds, only 2 threes, and no defensive stats. I don't know why they played Paul George 40 minutes. I feel like they're going to rest both Paul George and Kawhi Leonard for 1 game on the back-to-back. I just got the feeling. Reggie Jackson played high minutes, but didn't really do much. I think if Kawhi Leonard and Paul George miss, if they miss that game, a lot of guys all of a sudden you could stream like Rondo. Maybe you could stream him for some assists. Even this game, he played 22 minutes, played pretty well. If you need an assist and rebounds, you could look into Rondo, potentially stream him. But I just feel like they're better talent out there. But Rondo is kind of unique. Most assist guys, they don't get that many rebounds. So if Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are out, he gets 25 to 30 minutes. He should put up a great line. Let's go to the next team. The New Orleans Pelicans. The Pelicans, they got a lot of injuries going on. Quote unquote, Zion is out. So James Johnson, I think, is a must roster for this week. They also have 4 games. They have nothing to play for, so they should just play James Johnson high minutes. And this guy can do a bit of everything. Bad free throw, we see that here. Good efficiency from the field. 1 for 4 is really bad. But he had 2 threes, 8 rebounds, 3 steals. He can get assists. He can get blocks. He can score some points. I mean, he can do a little bit of everything, as we can see here. Eric Bledsoe played 33 minutes. Played really well. 11 assists and 2 steals. He just... if you already got Eric Bledsoe, sure. But I just don't trust Eric Bledsoe. He broke, he broke us. He broke our hearts too many times. His minutes is there, like everything is set up for him to be successful, but he's so up and down. So up to the next game, he's gonna give you 11 points and 3 assists. and nothing else. Lonzo Ball did not have the best game. 12 rebounds, 6 assists. He should have a monster finish because all the main guys are injured. He should pop off for the next week. I expect him to. Hernan Gomez, if you need rebounds, really, really good stream. But everything else comes and goes. Steven Adams is out, and I don't know if he's going to play. So Hernan Gomez in 21 minutes grabbed you 16 rebounds. So if finals week, if it's a 2-week matchup, I think it's a 2-week matchup. At that point, you already know which category you're going to lose. If you're down big in a lot of categories, like you just give up. You just try to catch up. If you're down, or if you're up, just try to win the categories you're already winning. So if you need rebound, Hernan Gomez is a really good choice. Who knows? He might average 13, 14 rebounds. He might be the Capella. He might be in Capella territory this week when it comes to rebounding. Najee Marshall had 27 minutes. Didn't really do anything this game, so I would probably not. Just and Nikhil Alexander-Walker came back, played 21 minutes. Okay. Jackson Hayes also played 26 minutes. Had 6 blocks. Jackson Hayes doesn't grab as many rebounds as Hernan Gomez, but he gets blocks, as we see here, and had 18 points. Interesting. One guy played 21 minutes, one guy played 26. So Hernan Gomez's minutes is not that secure, and Jackson Hayes could potentially look at him if you need some big man stats. But just the minutes right now, they split in the minutes. So maybe don't stream any one of them, because you can't really trust them. And they don't have a back-to-back this week. For the Charlotte Hornets, it's brother versus brother. LaMelo Ball obviously got the better end, but they didn't win the game. But better stats, LaMelo 22 points, 5 assists, 2, so just so good. 0 for 3. The free throw is a problem for LaMelo Ball. I mean, it was a problem for Lonzo Ball in his first couple of years. This season, Lonzo Ball has improved his free throw shooting for sure. Lonzo Ball in the last month, he still is not going to the line all that much. 1.2 attempts for 75%. That's good. Like his second year, he goes to the line like one time a game, but shooting 50% there. So he definitely improved his free throws. LaMelo Ball, another bad free throw, but everything else is really, really good. Next season, we got to look at him high. We got to look at him a lot of upside. But, again, he does have some efficiency issues. Terry Rozier went off 43 points. Finally, Terry Rozier been shooting the ball around 41, 42% all month. Broke out here, 43 points, 7 threes, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. And a steal, but don't get fooled by this. Next season, don't draft this guy in the top 50 for sure. I'll look for him in the 70s or 80s. That's probably the range I'll be looking for. Mainly just the points and the assists, and most likely a bad field goal guy. That will be my expectation for him next season. For the Charlotte Hornets, what's their schedule look like? They do have 4 games, but the back-to-back comes in. All their games are on high volume days, like Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, Sunday. Well, Saturday the volume is not that high, but back-to-back Saturday, Sunday. Basement Biyombo, if you need some rebound and blocks, another big man. I mean, I just ran into so many big men lately on the waiver wire you could grab for some rebound and blocks. Had 8 rebound, give you exactly that, 8 rebound and 3 blocks, but give you nothing else. All those big men, they give you rebound blocks and some field goal, but everything else, bad free throw, no threes, no assists, no steals. Obviously, they don't turn the ball over that much, but they don't score either. So it's really, if you need those categories, stream. You can even drop a guard. For example, if you are in your second week of the matchup, even if it's your first week, if you're gonna lose points and threes, what's the point of having Terry Rozier? Right, you just drop Terry Rozier, grab a big man, right? And also the inverse is also true. If you have a Clint Capella, and you're winning rebound already, you're winning blocks, and you're winning field goal, you need some steals. Why have Clint Capella drop him? Or you need some assists or threes? Just drop City, drop your best big man because you already won. Clint Capella last week already gave you those stats, and you're up like 70 rebound in category leagues. Or 100 rebound, then you can drop him, because it's not like your opponent is going to pick him up right away, right? It's going to take 2-3 days to clear the waiver. PJ Washington played great, did everything. Efficiency is bad, but hit 2 threes, 12 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and a block. He has been pretty good. He's another guy, young guy that's, the main issue is the efficiency. Is hurting you. but the counting stats looks really good. 42nd ranked player in the last month, averaging like he could still. Well, okay, 3.3 is a bit high. 3.33 is a bit high, but everything else he can do that and even improve. Right? He shot 52% from the field. That's also a bit high, but 54% from the free throw line. He could improve on that. So I have high hopes for PJ. PJ Washington is a guy next season you could potentially take him because he definitely improved from his rookie season to second year. And their young core is pretty good. PJ Washington, Miles Bridges, LaMelo Ball, all those young guys. And he's not a guy that really needs shot attempts. He can grab rebound, he can get defensive stats, he can get assists, like just hit threes. I mean, he's a night carrier, like he can do everything. And obviously having block shots helps, right? Tremendously for your fantasy value. Jalen McDaniels didn't really do much. And I don't know if I want to stream him. He started only played 14 minutes. Sorry. Let's go to the next game. The Dallas Mavericks beating the Cleveland Cavaliers. Okay. What's Dallas Mavericks? They have a back-to-back Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, so I would stream some Maverick guys, especially Tim Hardaway Jr. He's been on a tear lately for some points and threes. If you already got him and you need points and threes, go ahead. If you don't need points and threes, drop him. It's very simple. He went off again, 7 threes, 25 points. Jesus Christ. If you had Tim Hardaway Jr. last week, man, how many threes did he give you? It's almost Steph Curry territory. He gave you so many threes. He had one game where he had 10 threes. This game he had 7. The other night he had 4. I mean, just crazy threes. If you stream him right, if you need threes, probably helped you win. I mean, your finals or whatever. Really good stuff. Dwayne Finney-Smith, not that attractive to be honest. They do have a back-to-back. Maybe I could consider streaming him. Only played 22 because this game wasn't close. He could give you good threes and good rebound. And maybe throwing a little bit of everything else. Willie Cauley-Stein not so much interested in. Josh Richardson is another guy you could potentially stream when their back-to-back comes around. Luka, just easy work. They don't want to run him, give him too many minutes. Coach is smart. Carlisle, 21 minutes. Didn't really do much, but still 15.5 rebound, 5 assists, and 2 steals. And again, only 70% from the free throw line. Dwight Paul got some huge minutes, but the minutes with him is very up and down. I believe he also played high minutes last game. Can we really trust it? And can we really trust he can give us 4 blocks and 9 rebound every single game? I don't. So his minutes and production are both inconsistent, which makes it hard to stream. But when the back-to-back comes around, maybe you could look at him. Depending on how many acquisitions you have. Yeah. And also Maxi Kleber is out. Maxi Kleber, we know he didn't do anything all season. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, is Darius Garland coming back? I highly doubt it. But like, if you don't have an IR, you probably should dropped him a long time ago, right? For the Cleveland, they have 4 games this week. They don't have a back-to-back. Colin Sexton, 3 rebounds, 7 assists, and 24 points. No defensive stat and bad efficiency. Hit 3 threes. An okay game from him. Isaiah Okoro has been taking a lot of shots that I noticed. But I still don't like him, right? Just don't touch him this season. Next season, maybe you can take him last round, see what he improved over the summer. Maybe he could score a little bit of points. We know he's a good defender. But this season, he just feel like he's going to get some consistent minutes next season. But how much production, we don't know. Gerry Allen has just been disappearing. He's a guy you could drop if you don't need rebound and blocks. And if you need field goal, like it's close, But if you don't need big man stats, he's 100% a drop. He doesn't give you threes. He doesn't give you assists. He doesn't give you steals. Bad free throw, for sure, 100% a drop, Kevin Love, 8 points, 11 rebounds. Okay. 2 for 9. I mean, he's playing. Just give us some low end value. And just weird. They're still playing him 27. So if you need rebound and some threes, like sure, you could have him. But just the value is very, very low end value. Emerson Virgil played 60 minutes. What is going on? I think they just want to honor him, maybe retire him. That's why they signed him a contract and play him 60 minutes. I think that's the only reason they got him, right? Yeah. The next game, the Timberwolves playing really, really well with everybody healthy. What's the Timberwolves schedule look like? 4 games. Again, another team that have Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, Sunday. Seems like a lot of teams are like that. Anthony Edwards, only 20 minutes because the game wasn't close. Had 10 rebounds, 2 threes, good efficiency from the field, 5 assists, a block, good. And has been really, really good. I think next year we gotta look at him to take him maybe look at him to. I would maybe 65th or 6th round. If I could get him there, it would be great. I would probably look into pound field goal. Although his last month he shot 46%, but he's up and down with his field goal and free throw. So his efficiency is a bit rough and high turnover, but the counting stats is really, really good. So maybe if I have him, like if I already have a team with bad efficiencies, maybe I just look to pump 2 efficiencies, then I'll be looking to potentially grab him a bit early. Really good, especially second half of the season. And next season, I think even if he's not taking like 20 shots a game, he's doing everything. Like he can do everything else. He can get steals, he can get blocks, right? He can grab rebound with his huge frame. He can do everything. Karl Anthony Towns, this game, as long as he's playing, he's gonna put up great stats. 4 assists again, 27 points and steal and 2 blocks. Great. D'Angelo Russell also played well. 27 points and 8 assists, 6 rebounds and 5 threes. Good. Again, he's another guard that's bad free throw. So if we're gonna take him, I don't want him in the 4th round. Maybe 5th or 6th round, I'll be potentially look to get him. Another guy with bad free throw. So just remember that. Ricky Rubio still playing 25 minutes, still starting. If you want assists and steals this week, he's a guy that for sure you could stream. Assists and steals. He's still starting, getting 25 minutes. And Jordan McLaughlin got 25 minutes, but I don't think this is a blowout, so he was able to get some minutes. For the Orlando Magic, no surprise there, they lost. Mo Bamba only played 19 minutes, but I think if Wendell Carter Jr. continues to be out, we have to stream him. For the Orlando Magic, what their schedule looks like. Okay, their schedule is they have their back-to-back Thursday, Friday. So for sure, Mo Bamba, it was a blowout. So he still gave us 2 blocks. But don't expect him to give you field goal, but expect him to give you huge volume of blocks and rebound. So I would for sure have him, right? Another big guy that can give you rebound and blocks. Really, really good. Wagner not interested. Dwayne Bacon not interested. Gary Harris not interested. Cole Anthony just give us a little bit of assist, but really, what is he really giving us? A little bit of points, a little bit of assist, and that's it, right? You just don't know what he's gonna give you, and the things he's giving, the categories he's giving you is very little volume. So he's not making that big impact, right? Ignas, I'm not gonna try to say this guy's name. He got 35 minutes. Played the best out of the bunch, but is he gonna get 30 minutes every single night? And I feel like he's just not a good fantasy player. Not a lot of defensive stats. So yeah, even though he played 35 and played really well, I don't think I want to grab him. RJ Hampton, another great game, 19 points, but no defensive stats, bad free throw, 2 threes. He does have the upside, so I would keep him this week if I already had him, and maybe potentially to stream him for some. I don't know. If you tell me you're gonna stream RJ Hampton, I don't know what category he's gonna give me, just other than the points, right? He's been pretty consistent, so sure. If you need points, yes. A little bit threes, but everything else, I'm not sure what he's gonna give you, what he's gonna give us. Let's go to the next game. The Bulls, they are trying to statistically, they're still 8, I believe. They're 2.5 games, and they're 4 games. There are 4 games left. They're 2.5 games behind the Pacers. and they're on a 3-game winning streak. So statistically, they're still in it. But if the Pacers just pick up 1 or 2 wins, they're out. For the Bulls, so Bulls' schedule look like they have 4 games. They're back-to-back come on to the second half of the week. So I wouldn't pick up Bulls players now. For sure I'll put up Golden Warriors guys. They got a back-to-back Monday, Tuesday. Those teams like Pacers, they got a back-to-back. Bucks, the Grizzlies. So you gotta stream those teams. Don't pick up a Bulls guy Monday. Pick up those the Pacer guys, the Warriors guys. They got a lot of games in the beginning of the week. Thaddeus Young played well. Didn't play well. He played 26 minutes, had one of his worst games actually in a while. Just 11 points and 3 rebounds, 3 assists, nothing else. If you already have him, sure, just ride with him. He still got another 4 games. Also depend on how many acquisitions you got. Nicholas Vucevic, 29 points, 16 rebounds. Another huge game from Vucevic. They need to win every single game to have a chance. Depend on Pacers if they're gonna drop some games. They do have 5 games coming up, and they have injuries. Malcolm Brogdon is still out, so we'll see. Zach LaVine played well, 30 points and nothing else. His steal numbers, is non-existent. In the last 2 months or so, he's turning into Kobe White. In the last month, 0.5 steals. He only played 6 games, but 0.5 steals. 35th ranked player. If he can get that up to 1, maybe top 30 guy. Next season, don't draft him in like top 20 because that's his upside. In the top 10, 20, look for a guy that's more consistent. Look for a guy that maybe have the upside to be a top 10 guy. Right? But he's young. I just don't know how much he can improve in fantasy. He's pretty much at his ceiling for his fantasy, unless he can improve his defensive stats, which I don't see. Kobe White, every single year, end of season, he's shooting the ball pretty well. 5 threes, 21 points. Again, no defensive stats. But every single year, to the end, he plays well. Give us that little tease. Again, he's a guy that I could take him around 90th, 100. He may not hit that mark, but he does have the upside. Who knows? He may be a 20-point scorer next season. We don't know. Just see if he can improve. Maybe he doesn't. We don't know. But I think around like 8th or 9th round is worth taking. He does have the upside. If he can average 1 steal, that would be great, obviously, for category leagues. For Detroit Pistons, drop everybody. It's time to drop everybody. It's drop city out. They did their job. They played 5 games this week. They have 3 games this week. So drop everybody. Although, they just don't have us. They have a game on Tuesday, and then they don't have another game for 2 days, and then have a game on Friday. And then the game on Sunday doesn't really matter because you have everybody playing. So, yeah, Sadiq Bey played well. 5 threes. If you need threes, you can keep him till Tuesday and then drop him. Like, I would drop him and Isaiah Store probably after Tuesday. Because then they only have 1 game in the next 4 days. I would rather stream that spot. Sadiq Bey played really well. 5 threes. If you stream him last week, 5 games out of him, really, really good. Isaiah Store, same thing. Mason Plumlee somehow played 1 game in between, but 19 points, 2 blocks, 7 rebounds, hit 3 threes. Next season, we gotta look at Isaiah Store, take a fly on him. Maybe he could be a monster. He even hit threes. Maybe the free throw is a bit rough, but everything else is great. Should be great. Killian Hayes, really next season again, another guy have some good upside. 21 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 threes. Had 7 turnovers, but it's okay. They got their young core, Sadiq Bey, Isaiah Store, and Killian Hayes. I think all 3 guys maybe needs to be drafted, toward the end, of course. If they get consistent 30 minutes, Isaiah Store obviously going to be the best guy. But, be interesting to see what they look like next season. The next game, they called it an upset. Now that Lakers win the game, they call it an upset. Because the Phoenix Suns been really good. The Suns, what's their schedule look like? They have 4 games, and another one of those teams, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. So really, Monday and Wednesday are the teams you want to stream. Mikal Bridges, another great efficiency night. 75, 6 for 8, hit 2 threes. 2 rebound, 4 assists, steal and block. Really good. This is a typical Mikal Bridges game. Super efficient, give us some defensive stat. 1 steal, 2 blocks is good. Hit some threes and not much else. And low turnover. Torrey Craig, we can forget him. Drop him everywhere. DeAndre Ayton only took 3 shots again. What is this? A steal and a block. Disappointing. Do I even want to draft him in the top 50 next year? He have the upside to be top 30. We know that, but just holding him, and to be fair to him, he played pretty much every single game, very consistent. Not giving us great stats, but played every single game. I would take him maybe 5th or 6th round if I need some rebound and efficiency. But been disappointing season, sure. Same thing with Devin Booker, fantasy wise. In real life, obviously played really well. Didn't have the best game. And Chris Paul, wow. I can just only say wow. 13 points. He's not you don't expect him to score a huge volume of points. But 13 points is still, okay. 10 assists. Let's put my camera real quick. 10 assists, 4 steals, and a block. And he's another guy. Like, he missed 1 game all season. So out of the top 20 guys, him and Jokic, and then I think the next one is Damon Lillard. Those are the 3 guys that played the most minutes. Can you believe that? Jokic expected, Damon Lillard expected, but not Chris Paul. So if you draft this guy in the 3rd or 4th round this season, best value. Total value-wise, really, really great. Nothing else for the Suns. I mean, some guys coming off the bench, but they're not good. Cameron Payne went off, but with Chris Paul around, he's not gonna get huge minutes. And Chris Paul only missed 1 game, so when are you gonna ever really stream him? For the Lakers, Anthony Davis, yes. Thank you, AD. If you own Anthony Davis and somehow you made it to finals week and you still have him, maybe he just helped you win the finals. If this week, or you traded AD for peanuts, sure, it's looking great. But the schedule is Tuesday, Wednesday back to back, and then back to back Saturday, Sunday. So is AD gonna miss some games? LeBron gonna miss some games? I don't know. LeBron didn't play this game, obviously. Anthony Davis played 40 minutes. Yes, they needed that. 42 points, 3 steals. This is why we want AD. 15 for 17 from the free throw line. This is his best game of the year, fantasy wise, and it happened in the last week of the season. So I would just say he had a horrible game last game. I would say, do we want to draft him top 5? Now my confidence just went up. I will still take him maybe in the 5th or 6th spot, and I have to trust his free throws. 12 rebound, 5 assists. This is what Anthony Davis can do pretty much every single game. He's obviously got some injuries, but KCP played well, but do we care? Alex Caruso, do we care? Andre Drummond, if you don't need rebound, it's a drop. He plays around 20 minutes. Andre Drummond experiment has not been great for the Lakers. I think now that he's playing on Lakers, people finally see that he gets some empty stats and he's not talked about enough. People talk about Russell Westbrook stat padding, but no one is really talking about Andre Drummond stat padding his rebound numbers, because he lead the leading rebound pretty much, I don't know, in many years. Going for those offensive rebound, not getting back on defense because he need to get those rebounds. And defensive rebound, obviously, if he wants, he can grab all the defensive rebounds. So now good. Wesley Matthews played 33. Yeah. Lakers, nobody is a good fantasy player other than AD and LeBron. Everybody else is really, Kyle Kuzma is out. So nobody's worth picking up. The last game is, I'll be interested to see what D'Lo Wright did. I haven't checked. They beat the Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City's drop city for everybody. They have 3 games. Everybody. Paul Krzyzewski came back. A lot of young guys we could potentially look at for next season and say, hey, do we want to draft to him? Darius Bazley, probably not. Just an inefficient guy, give us points and rebound, nothing else. I would leave my draft without him. That's what I would do. I would leave my draft. I would leave my, I don't know if anybody's really worth picking up. Draft him next season. Not Isaiah Roby, not Paul Krzyzewski, not Moses Brown. Like those guys are stream guys, to be honest. Maybe Pokashevsky, but just we don't know if he's gonna get the minutes once if they have the full roster. Theo Maladon, for sure, no, hell no, right? Yeah, nobody. Gabriel Dak, interestingly, got 30 minutes. Had a horrible game. I don't know if Oklahoma City is anybody I like next season to draft. Obviously, other than Shea. It's still Shea's team next season. For the Kings, yes, let's talk about Kings. Oh my God, De'Aaron Fox is still not back yet. When is Fox gonna be back? Maybe just sit him out for the season? I don't know. He's supposed to be back, but they have nothing to play for, obviously. And the Kings, I would just hold Dylan Wright. See what happens Tuesday. And who knows? De'Aaron Fox comes back Thursday, Friday. I just don't know if he's gonna be back. And Dylan Wright is winning you leagues. Same thing with Terrence Davis. To be honest, he had 2 good games in a row. If you need a guard, give you guard stats and could give you rebound and blocks, I would look into to stream Terrence Davis. But under the condition that De'Aaron Fox is still out. Dylan Wright, great game again. 15 points, 1 steal, 5 assists, 7 rebounds, 3 threes, efficient. This is why, like, Dylan Wright was taking a lot of, like, ESPN, I believe, drafted him 72nd in the draft, thinking he's gonna play a pretty big role on the Mavericks. Starting alongside Luka, but it didn't really, like, him and Luka, doesn't, like, their game doesn't really fit all that well together. And then he got traded to Detroit. When given the minutes, he's a really, really good fantasy guy, but not so much in real life. So it's about him getting the minutes. If he get 30 minutes, he could be a top 70, 80 guy. So ESPN's ranking is always right. As bad as it looks, they're always right. It's a joke. It's a joke, of course. But Dylan Wright, another great game. Buddy Hield, 14 points. Buddy has been doing a little bit of everything else. And if he starts doing that, his ranking is just going to go up. 32nd ranked player in the last month. Hitting 4 threes, not surprised, but 1.2 steals and 0.8 blocks. Really, really good. And 5.5 rebound, 4.6, it's also great. So toward the end, he's started doing a little bit of everything. I will still take him the 80th, 70th, just because such good points and threes. Mainly the threes, points is okay. Rashawn Holmes had an okay game. Marvin Bagley, he had a few games he played huge. Also, it was a blowout, so if it wasn't for the blowout, he would play more minutes. But 13 points. If you need rebound and points, you could keep it, But you just know he's gonna hurt your free throw a lot. Harkless did not really give you any defensive stats, but you could stream him for their back-to-back for some defensive stats. Hopefully you hit the jackpot where he goes up. But mainly, Terrence Davis, we want to potentially look at him if De'Aaron Fox continues to be out. There's two good games in a row, and I think the way he's playing right now, sure, why not? The upset, one of the few upset guys. Okay, that's it for all the games. I'll see you guys tomorrow.